Hey everyone, my name's Bryce and welcome to Sci-Fi Top 5s. Today, I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite facts from the 2012 film Dredd. And just a heads up, there probably will be spoilers ahead in this video. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, go see it, and then come back and then watch this video. Karl Urban and the awesome things he did to prepare for his role as Judge Dredd. The voice Karl Urban used when playing Judge Dredd sounds a lot like Clint Eastwood. And why is that? This is because the character of Judge Dredd was partially based off of Eastwood's character from the 1971 film Dirty Harry. If you compare these movies side to side, you can hear the intense similarities of their voices, as they both give off this intense, strict demeanor. Dirty Harry was in fact one of the main inspirations for the creation of the original character of Judge Dredd. And in order to respect the character of Judge Dredd, Karl Urban said that when he is on screen playing the role of Judge Dredd, the helmet will never come off. Which for the lead actor in a big box office film not to show their face when they have the opportunity to is pretty unheard of. But Karl Urban claimed, "It's not right that you should see Dredd's full face. It's part of Dredd's enigma, the mystery of his identity. In the comics, Dredd's like two things. He's mysterious and emotionless, but mainly mysterious." So I really like that Karl was respecting the subject matter that he was working with. When you contrast that with the 1995 Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd, Dredd has his helmet off for a fair amount of screen time. By removing the helmet, it adds more humanity to Dredd and takes away from his overall mystery and the intimidating demeanor of his character. Karl Urban was so into the role that he actually preferred driving the Lawmaster motorcycle himself. And if you don't know this already, that motorcycle was real. And the one in the comics was a lot bigger, but they made the proportions of the real life one so big that if they added anything more to it, it would be undrivable. And I think it's really cool that Karl preferred to do it himself instead of having a stunt driver do it. In the original 2080 comic strip of Dredd, they weren't allowed to have too much explicit language. So instead of using words like and, as well as, they created their own swear word, drock, or droke, or however you want to pronounce it. I don't actually know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to pronounce it drock. This word is used in phrases like drock it and get the drock down. The film Dredd is rated R, so clearly the filmmakers did not have to abide to the same rules of the comics, so they could use as much explicit language as they wanted to. However, drock is still referenced in the opening scene of Dredd, as the word drock is written on the back of a jacket, behind the driver's seat of the van being driven by a bunch of drocks. Peachtrees is covered in references of characters from the original comics. Characters like Kenny who is a failed Scottish artist trying to get his work published in Mega City 1, and Chopper, a sky surfer who was originally a graffiti artist. And because these two were artists, it makes sense that their names would be written in graffiti, especially Chopper, as they kept his iconic smiley face in the middle of his name that he would always do in his wall graffiti. In fact, most of the surrounding city blocks are named after the creators and characters of the original comics, except for Peachtrees, which was named after the restaurant where creator John Wagner and screenwriter Alex Garland had their first meeting to discuss the development of the film. Lena Headey was the one to convince screenwriter Alex Garland to make Mama a middle-aged man-hating woman, instead of making her just an evil elderly woman that was originally written for the film. Lena also inspired the design of Mama's tattoos. Since Lena had real tattoos prior to the film, the makeup artist used her real tattoos, like the flowers you see on her right arm, as a base, and then expanded from it, creating fake tattoos growing off the real ones that would go all the way up to the side of her neck and across her face. Bonus fact! Before his very prominent career in sci-fi, the guy operating the computers for Mama was played by Domhnall Gleeson, who is the actor who went on to play the lead in Alex Garland's directorial debut, Ex Machina. Speaking of directorial debuts, Dredd is now considered to be Alex Garland's first directed film. Garland was the screenwriter at first, going through countless amounts of drafts and rewrites, and discarding 3 major story ideas. Just this year, Karl Urban revealed to everyone what was really going on behind the scenes of Dredd, saying a huge part of the success of Dredd is in fact due to Alex Garland. And what a lot of people don't realize is that Alex Garland actually directed that movie, which mostly everyone kind of suspected, since at one point during the post-production process, Pete Travis, the credited director of Dredd, was kind of banned from the editing room, as Alex Garland significantly helped out during the editing process. And those are 5 of my favorite facts from Dredd 2012. Comment your favorite fact down below. And if you guys love anything sci-fi, from sci-fi web series to sci-fi analysis to top 5 sci-fi videos just like this one, please subscribe to support this channel. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next sci-fi top 5s.